Oops. Oh, well, Mickey's just disappeared there. We've went live. Hello there. Welcome to the Heat Army podcast. The only podcast that brings you ghost cans. I'm at the schooner, haunted, of course. But look at that. Kept me entertained anyway. We've got a great show for you tonight. We're going to be speaking to Gateshead's new striker, Nelson Ogbowie, and hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. We're going to be speaking to the academy manager, Matty Patterson, as well, talking about, obviously, the announcements. We didn't actually know anything about that when we contacted Matty. We wanted to talk to him about, obviously, signing Nelson, another player coming through the ranks through Gateshead's academy setup, and Mickey's back. There he is. He's just showing us all of his chins. And I think he's just froze on us, but send in your message. It's fully interactive. And no, we've got his strings back. It's fantastic.
This is getting a nightmare. This league.
Right, way. We're gonna have to update Mickey's media skills. But it is a fully interactive show, and Mickey's disappeared again. I don't know what he's managed to do. But we are going to be joined by Nelson Ogbowie, Matty Patterson, and a friend of the show, Mark Carr. And as we mentioned there before, Gateshead did a fantastic job of building up the tension for an announcement this week, with videos going out at 6 p.m. each day, leading up to what has been the announcement of the academy setup, which is going to be having teams from under 7s all the way up to under 16s. And hopefully we've got Mickey back properly now. If he just places it and doesn't touch it, we'll be all right. And
it fell off.
That's what you say to all the girls, isn't it? But yes, so we're going to be having a fantastic one. So as I say, it is fully interactive. I'm going to have a drink of my ghost pint here. Right, all set and ready to go. As I say, it is fully interactive. You know that. We'll open the phone lines later on if you want to send us a message. And if you've got any messages for any of the guests, we're going to play a little advert here just to make sure Mickey is all set up and ready to go. This is a thank you for our sponsors, and we will be back with you in a moment. Yes, that is how you do it. And as mentioned, comment on the video, whether it's on YouTube, Twitter, or on our Facebook page, wherever you're watching, and we can bring the comments up like this. Test one there, and we'll be able to read your comments out. So please do that. Right, Mickey, no football still, of course. We know the season's null and void. It's going to be ratified probably tomorrow, I would imagine. But there's still things going on in and around the club, and we were speaking earlier in the week about reaching out to Nelson Ogbowie, and we've got him coming on later on. But another, feather in the cap of Gateshead Football Club, bringing another player through from the academy setup.
It's fantastic, and as fans, you all love the players that come through your ranks.
Yeah,
it's great to see, especially when you get to the likes of Tom White, Mellish, wanting to higher and better things. It's excellent, and I had a feeling it would be something more about the academy today, and I believe Derek Bell tried to set the ball rolling with Lowfell Juniors.
Many years. Yep.
So this is absolutely, it's great news. One question I will ask is, will it be young ladies teams as well?
Well, I think it says initially the under 17s to under 7s to under 16s teams right throughout the ranks. So, and that's the initial bit. So I don't know if they're going to be adding to that. Hopefully, we'll be able to find out from Matty Patterson when we speak to him later. David Tron has put evening, lads. Thank you for joining us, David. And James Bushmore, the excellent cameraman, he's put evening, guys. Hope you're both keeping well, and we hope James is keeping well as well. We hope. I don't know if he's still confined to barracks on his university campus at the moment, but as I say, we hope he's doing well, and looking forward to seeing him in the new season. Sean Parry's book, guys. Hi, what's the plans for the academy going to be for the young lads and lasses for the future? Well, we'll find out when Matty Patterson comes on. And also, as I say, if you're just joining us, we know that there's people came to the stream just now. We are going to be speaking to Mark Carr about all things football. And of course, we're speaking to Nelson Ogbowie, who's just signed a 2-year contract, which is fantastic that the club are committing to a young lad to help develop him. And if you hadn't seen him in the reserves on one of the streams, an impressive young man, but he'll probably tell you himself he's got a lot of work ahead of him. So it'll be interesting to see how he sees his journey going. And we've got Daniel Wheels there as well, evening both. Looking forward to the show. Well, thank you very much for joining us,
everyone.
And a big thank you as well to everyone that liked the little video we put up because we're going to be talking about Nelson, of course, tonight. And that video kind of went ballistic on Instagram last night. So a big thank you to everyone that liked that and started following us. And as I say, if you look on the screen, please do like our Facebook page, subscribe to YouTube, and also follow our Instagram there as well, which is just at Heed Podcast. And that'll do us fantastic and send a message as other people have done. And well, Mickey, it's still not ratified yet that the season's been null and void. It's a bit of a joke, really, isn't it?
National League being the National League, really. No surprises with them anymore.
No,
Dave, I'm losing the will to live because there's no football, and B, these are just dragging their feet so slowly. I'll tell you, as tortoises and snails could overtake them.
Yeah, it's not great, is it at all? It's yeah, it's just a mess, really. Just an absolute
shambolic is the word you're looking for, Dave. Absolutely shambolic.
It is. I was trying not to swear. Yeah, but it's just one of them things that's got to rumble on and rumble on. We've got a message from David Ray. Evening, lads. It's about time we caught up with the likes of Hebben and South Shields. It's a huge step forward to have a full youth academy. It certainly is, and it also gives Gateshead the chance now to hold on to players rather than just have them fleetingly be in our ranks and scooped up by the likes of Newcastle, Middlesbrough, and even further afield. I mean, there's a Hebben Town player a former Hebben Town player made his debut for Manchester United the other week. I think his first name was Scholler. I can't remember his second name, but that just shows you the scope of what people are doing all the way around. Around the country. They're looking at these setups, and obviously there's financial aspects to it as well. But if you have a player scooped up, there has to be compensation and things like that, as it should be. But yeah, we'll find out more about that. And we've got a message from club chairman Neal Pinkerton, but I believe it has been ratified, the National League now. So it's that is, well, we kind of knew those. It was done and dusted, didn't we? And also as well, say we talked about Danny Greenfield last week on his trial. I watched his trial game against Wolves under 23s. It was live on YouTube on Tuesday afternoon, I believe it was. And he gave a great account of himself. Started off very well in the game, very busy and active. Finished off the game very well as well. They bypassed midfield, middle part of the game, but he didn't look out of place. And his movement and fitness, he played the full 90 minutes. And well, we hope he continues to impress there. So you always want to see someone do well, and he's certainly given a good account of himself. And I believe he might be playing against Crystal Palace under 23s on Monday. But I've struggled to find anything about their streams. They only seem to stream the under 18s on YouTube, but we'll keep something posted, our eyes peeled and post when we do see that. Mason Ford has put it as Shola Sortier. So there we go, and making his debut for Manchester United the other week. David Tron has put the players to play at Hebben, Manchester. Yeah, he's confirming who it was. So it just shows you that academy setups at the smaller clubs do they do work and produce players that will go on to bigger and better things, and hopefully do that through Gateshead and go on to play for Gateshead. I suppose that's the aim of it, really, isn't it? So, but we are about to be joined by Nelson Ogbowie. He's joined us. He's in the back room. But before we bring him on, let's just have a look at the young man in action. Hello there, Nelson. How are you doing?
Hi. Good evening, fine. I'm all fine.
Oh, Nelson. Hey, you didn't look quick there, mate. Last time I ran like that was dinner time.
Nelson, I was lucky enough to see you earlier in the season when you were playing in the FA Youth Cup, and I think a couple other reserve games as well. You stood out as well as a few other prospects in that team as well, but you seem a big, physical and fast striker. That must be something that you're looking forward to working on now as a full-time professional.
Yeah, like Mike said, one or two things I'm good at is like my physicality and my pace. So like I'm planning to use that with the big lads in it. So yeah. I'm looking out for it. Yeah.
And I'd say, did it come as a bit of a shock that you got offered a contract, or did you get any whispers?
I was not really expecting it. I did not think it was gonna come this early, but I'm really proud of myself, and I think I put my hard work. So I'm not like I was really surprised at start, but like it's done now. So like I'm ready for it.
And also as well as the side benefits as well. You're going to be in Football Manager next year. If I was in the game, I'd be signing myself for all the big clubs. It would be great. But it must be a dream come true. I mean, everyone wants to be a professional footballer. But it happened maybe a little bit earlier than what you thought. But I'm presuming you're going to grasp it with both hands.
Yeah. I'm can't wait till this season starts. Just when I get ready, I'm gonna train now for it. I just hope I get the chances, the opportunities, so like I can show the fans who I'm capable of. So I'm really getting prepared and ready for it.
It must be a bit of a gutter as well with what's happened in the last 2 years, that there's no football at the moment, and you're going to have to, you become a professional footballer, then you can't play. It's a double-edged sword there, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
But where did you start your footballing journey? Have you been in any other academy sides? Or
well, I was born in Italy, so like I came here 5 years ago. So I was starting my football when I was 6 in Italy, and I moved here first in 2016. I played for Woking Central in Newcastle. Then I moved to Newcastle Foundation. So that's really the 2 teams I played for. No academies, so no trials. Nothing like that.
And how did you find out about the Gateshead setup? Did you enroll at the college to do that?
No, because Ben Clark used to train me back in the foundation. So he told me to come for a few training at the start of the season. So I went, I liked it, so I decided to join.
And was it a culture shock, or was it an easy step up for you when you went into the youth setup?
Well, obviously, I felt like confident because Ben was there. Ben always believed in me, and he always helped us. So like I was confident to go play for his team. So I was not really worried. But I guess I've been doing well for him to speaking good about me to the coaches.
Yeah. And Ben's a lovely person as well, isn't he?
Yeah.
And Mickey, have you got any questions?
First of all, Nelson, I'd like to say congratulations, mate.
Thank you very much.
I'll tell you what it is, mate. I've been a fan. I'm old enough to be a dad, to be fair. That's how old I am. And it's great to see the likes of you and hopefully a lot of your other teammates coming through as well. So congratulations on that. How did you get a 2-year contract? Did your mum go in and do it?
No. I did it for myself.
You've done it for yourself?
I did, yeah. Well, I didn't even know it was a 2 years contract. I just seen it on the what's it called? On the Instagram. Yeah, no, on the Instagram. I thought it was like a 1 year contract first. Then I saw on the Instagram was 2. Then I read the contract back again. I was there. Oh yeah. So.
Mm-hmm.
And you do realise there's older players don't get 2-year contracts, son.
Guess I'm the lucky one.
The club chairman's put that you also played for West Allotment whilst playing for the college.
Yeah.
How did you find that experience?
Yeah, that's where I think thanks to Matty, he told me to join that team, so I signed with them. Play few games, yeah. To be fair, just need to get used to it to play with the men. So because it was my first time, to be fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, never played with men before. So like, it was hard to start, but then I just had to get used to it.
Yeah. And we've got a message from Lewis Wilkinson. He's put, "Hi Nelsons, congratulations on your graduation to the first team. What advice would you give the younger lads wanting to make the step up?"
To be fair, just dream. Just believe in yourself first of all. No, like never stop working, never give up. Follow your dreams. Don't stop. Like if you want to become a footballer, just do it. Like don't stress about it. Just keep what you're doing. Do what you're good at, and one day you'll probably make it. Like me, I was not really expecting it. So just hard work.
It's a dream come true. I mean,
Yeah.
we're buzzing that there's a youngster come through that's played for the reserves and got the prospect of being in the first team. But anyone to become a professional footballer, it's no matter the level, it's just a dream, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm so shocked, to be fair.
Yeah,
I'm buzzing for him. I can't stop smiling for you. That's how much it means to me. So God knows what your parents are like. I mean, I know I'm probably older than your parents. That's the sad thing. But it's fantastic, mate. Honest, I hope there's more years come through as well. It'd be absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
And
you'll probably be the poster boy now.
Yeah. What was the reaction from your friends and family?
Well, I did not tell my friends straight away because I was waiting for the announcement first before I told my friends. So I told my family first. I told my dad and mom, saying they offered me a contract. They're ready. They'll be fine with it. Then I got told about it on a Tuesday. Then I signed on a Friday, I think.
Yeah.
So on the Tuesday, I told my parents. They read it through like that the same day. Then when I went back to training, Ben said if I can come sign it. So I quickly called my dad, saying Ben asked to sign the contract. Then he said, "Yeah, go ahead. We'll accept it." Then I just done it.
Oh, amazing.
So you've been getting room service at home?
I wish.
Honest, when I go, your mum and dad feed me, no problem.
And obviously, if people haven't seen you, are you an out and out striker? Or can you play on the wing, or is what?
Well, now I need to get used to the striker. So, but I think when I play with the 18s or 19s, I think I'm a winger because obviously of my pace, so people take advantage of my pace.
Yeah.
So, I'm in the winger, but now I need to get up to the striker because that's what they want me to play. So I'm looking for wherever they play me, I'll play and I'll do my job.
That's a great attitude to have, Nelson. Honest.
And so we're going to be absolutely ecstatic to see you get on the pitch and hopefully get amongst the goals. And it's a lovely story, and that's why we want to get you on. And obviously today we had the news about the academy. That must reassure you as well that the club are going to concentrate on you. For obviously they give you a contract, but you know that they're going to continue to do that.
Yeah. Well, I don't really know about what's really happening. So
look, they're going
to me as well.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's great. Well, Nelson, thank you very much for joining us. I know you were a little bit nervous about coming on, but you've been fantastic.
Well done, bud.
We're really looking forward to seeing you coming on the pitch next year, and hopefully we'll speak to you after you've scored your first goal.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Oh, that's great.
I'll have a word with Matty, see if we can get you 1 year extension.
Yeah. Yes, thanks. Bye, Nelson.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Take care, bud.
Bye.
Cheers, bud.
Go a lovely young man there, Nelson Ogbowie, and say we've got
nervous as hell, bless him.
As well, to go from one young man to another, we've got another one just waiting around. Here he is. How you doing, Mark?
I'm good. I'm good. Can you hear me all right?
Yes,
Yeah,
absolutely.
fine.
Good. Excellent. Yeah, I'm good. Just recorded as you well know, I've just recorded a show for the Sunderland Echo, but no, that was a lovely interview. You can tell the nerves were there, but it's a great story. You know, I saw him play out West allotment last season. Obviously saw him make his senior debut for Gateshead as well, and there's definite talent there. Definite talent, and the attitude, which I'm sure any coach will tell you is more important. The attitude seems to be spot on as well.
Also, as well, the commitment of a 2-year contract shows the commitment that they're ready to work with him and not just hoping that he hits the ground running and or whatever. But we've seen in the past that there's been loan deals for young prospects like John Mellish, like Tom White. I wouldn't be surprised to see him maybe have a month somewhere or maybe in a couple of places, but then integrated into the team, or who knows, he might hit the ground running and get himself amongst the contention for starting next season. But he's a raw diamond, and to have Ben Clark, Matty Patterson, as well as Mike and Busted to work with them and help them develop them seems to be, well, hopefully the magic ticket.
Good grounding.
Well, the people you mentioned there, you've got two players that have played top end of the game, very top end of the game. You've got, Ben Clark has become a legend at most clubs he's played for. You've got Busted, who is well known around the Northeast non-league scene. He's vastly experienced in non-league football, a very good coach as well. So you couldn't really ask for 4 better people to learn from, whether that's within the academy or whether that's in the first team environment. But he's got a very exciting future, and it'll be good to see where he goes.
He certainly has, and we've got a few messages here. The Gateshead FC Academy has put, it's all great news, Nelson. Hopefully more to follow, and of course, Chairman Neal Pinkerton has put, well done, Nelson. Hard work pays. And Kane Weir's one of the coaches in the academy. He's put, congratulations, Nelson. Super young man. Hard work pays off. And say he's not under the illusions that the hard work has stopped. He knows he's got to get himself up to speed. And as I say, he's only a young lad. I think he's 18. His body as a young man is still developing. His strength will come. His physicality will change. And it's about how he grows into his body and learns how to use himself, because as I say, we showed that little highlight there. It doesn't show his speed when you see it in the flesh. He's very effortless speed. I'm not going to compare him to Cristiano Ronaldo, but when I've seen him run in the flesh, he made it look effortless, and that's the difference between a fast player and someone trying to run fast, if that makes sense.
Firstly, I'll say you're probably speaking to the wrong person about growing, but I think no, I mean, he's got a lot of learning to do, and it's important that he doesn't get ahead of himself. I know the coaching staff around him, they won't get ahead of themselves. They'll take things easy with him, and yes, he'll be tested in pre-season. I've got no doubt about that. But it's just a case of that he'll realise more than anyone that the hard work starts now.
Yeah,
that's the top and bottom of it. He's only gone so far already, and he'll know that he's in with the senior lads. He's got some great role models in there alongside him, and I've got no doubt that he'll that he'll develop the way the club want him to, the way your John Mellishes and your Tom Whites of the world have.
Yeah, and as I say, it's a lovely story, and obviously a lovely lad. We just spoke to him there. When we planned this show, I reached out to Matty Patterson. I didn't actually know about the academy announcement, so it's very fortuitous that we've got him coming on. But to have that last week and then this story this week to show that the club are laying foundations to have develop their own players properly, whereas in the past we've maybe had to slim pickings at times to grab players from the college club, the college team that you get who enrolls really. It's done very well, don't get me wrong, but this is laying more foundations for people to graduate into that college team and the reserves.
It's another layer to the club. It's another way that the club is. Sorry, I'm just reading the chairman's message.
Yeah,
it's another. Another layer to the club. You look at what's happened this time last year. They were waiting to announce the formation of the ladies team. That came in. Now you've got the academy and the initial success of the academy under Ben and Matty. That's being built on. There's more players will come in. It's getting involved in the community as well. That's another thing you can't look past with the academy. These are going to be local kids representing their local club. And I think that, yes, you may only get one or two come through in the first few years, but that one or two can be as you said there, the kind of poster boys for what comes. And it's all about developing the long-term future of the club, and that's what the board are doing. The Soul playing their part, and the likes of Neal and the rest of the directors. They're trying to create a club. They're not just looking at the first team. They're looking at building a football club that the town can be proud of and the region can be proud of.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously, academies are fantastic, and they can give not just obviously players into the first team, but it gives the players and coaches that are involved fulfillment as well, because it's no academies is a kind of guarantee to produce players. I mean, we just have to look at Newcastle United, for example. They have barren spots and same with Sunderland, where players don't come through to the level you would expect them to. But you develop them for the region, and it has its bonuses, whether it isn't for Gateshead's first team, but as you say, the community as a whole in the area.
But again, I mean, I know what you're saying about Newcastle, but you look at their barren spells. If you look in, as he phrased it, you look in the last 10 years, you've got the Longstaffs who've come through.
Yeah.
You've got your Paul Dummets, the likes of him, Andy Carroll's come through, Tim Krul, although he's obviously from Holland. He started out as an under-17 at Newcastle, so they have developed players. Sunderland have got so many involved in and around the first-team environment now. So this is, for me, I think you're looking at a way that more non-league clubs will go, where they have to look to recruit from within, because it's that competitive an environment to try and bring players in. There's that much money flying around at the top two levels of non-league football that it's a different way. It's a more possibly sustainable way, to bring local lads through to play for their club, and it gives the club an identity. That's the biggest thing for me. It gives the club an identity. It gives them more structure, even more structure, I should say. So I think the directors deserve a lot of credit for looking after the long-term future of the club by putting in these foundations.
I certainly do, and hopefully in the coming weeks we'll be getting people on from the club as well to talk more in depth about this, because it's been kept under wraps till they've got it done, which I think is the best way to do it, instead of laying yourself up for failure. And it's been absolutely fantastic. But we have our next guest ready to join us, so we're going to bring him in. But first, let's have a look at what he used to do in a Gateshead shirt. Well, there we go. Matty Patterson, welcome to the Heat Army podcast. Oh, we can't hear you. Can you try that again there, Matty? Oh, I think you're muted. I'll try and unmute you. There we go. There we go. Can we hear you now? No, we're having troubles. Maybe just pull your headphones out the chat. We'll risk it without the headphones if you can hear me. There we go. Oh, there. No, can't hear you at the moment. Technology, it's fantastic. We can't hear you at the moment, Matty.
Anybody know sign language?
Hang on, he's muted at the moment. I'll try and unmute him. I don't think you can hear us.
Can you hear us?
There
we go. A belated welcome to the. Yeah, fantastic. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me on.
No
problem. Only goal you score. That one you used on the clip, Davey.
Well, I didn't like the shame him back, not shame him, but I've given too much of a bigger head by all of his highlight reel. Matty, obviously, I didn't know about the announcement with the academy today, so it's fantastic that you've come on. You must be very happy with the way the club's moving forward with the academy setup.
Yeah, for sure. It's something that's been in the pipeline for some time now. A lot of work's gone on behind the scenes. So, for it to finally sort of come to fruition is fantastic for the club and the city. And it shows that we're moving in the right direction. So, all parties involved, it's great news.
Yeah, well, the chairman there, he's just saying Quayside Market headphones there. But it must be very exciting for yourself as well, because obviously you've been in the job now for it's a year or just over. Now you can start to lay down foundations and plan for the future, and obviously cement your own legacy as an academy boss.
Yeah, well, obviously, it's something that I think personally is essential for any professional football club, to have that academy system, to have that foundation from say under sevens all the way up into your first team, and that's key for any successful club, because you want to be able to bring those players through. You want a club philosophy from the bottom up, and we're gonna implement that. We've got the right people at the club now. We've got the right manager, the backroom staff, and we're going from strength to strength.
And obviously we just spoke to Nelson there. We heard that Ben obviously recommending the club when he spotted him out and about. Will the academy be looking at players at all levels to be brought in for trials to maybe join the academy throughout, or will it be to start off with just trials to build up the teams?
Yeah, well, obviously, we like I said, a lot of work's gone on behind the scenes, and obviously, I'm not talk too much about it. I know there's more to come another release coming in the next few days, which will obviously go in depth a lot more. But yeah, obviously, listen, we see ourselves as outside the big three clubs in the northeast. We are the next biggest club in my opinion, and for us to have these structures in place, we want to attract the best players in the area. Simple as that, and we want to be able to feed them through our system, and then hopefully eventually into the first team one day. And we've seen it happen, from under 16s up to under 19s. So why can't that be from, like I said before, the under 7s all the way up through that conveyor belt system?
It certainly is. I mean, we had a player a few seasons ago in Cameron Socail who played for one of the Gateshead youth teams many years ago, but obviously he drifted out of the system and then came back as a young man. But if we can try and keep them players building through, and also it works doublefold, because you'll have the families and friends interested in the club, and it builds up the reputation on and off the pitch vastly.
Yeah, and you've got a case where the lads are gonna learn about the club from a young age. Essentially they're going to be, especially the lads that come in from the youngest age possible, they're gonna sort of, that philosophy of the club's going to be sort of drilled into them from such a young age, and they're going to be able to carry that all the way forward. Which I think, like I said earlier, is a necessity for any successful professional football club. You need that youth, and you need that system from such a young age. I think it's key.
Definitely. Well, I don't want to take up all the questions. If Mark or Mickey have any questions, and any viewers at home,
I was just going to come in, Matty. What you hear the academies? Are we going to get young lads who will be able to play for the school teams in the counties? Because a lot of the academies stop them doing that and stop them playing for the mates.
Actually, I can't say too much at the moment, and I'm not 100% sure. But it's something that we will look at, and if it's beneficial for players, and we don't want to take away the enjoyment out of it for players either. Yeah. If they can go and play for their school in their county, like you say, and they enjoy it and it benefits them, then why not? You don't want to stop players doing that whatsoever.
Because it just I've had a mate who pulled his son out of Newcastle's academy because they wouldn't let him pay for the county. They wouldn't let him pay for his team on a Saturday or a Sunday, and he just wasn't enjoying it.
Yeah,
I would hate to think that we're pulling in lads and stopping them playing with a mate.
No, you like to think that we could have a close working relationship with these parties, and and have a scenario where it's beneficial for all parties.
Yeah,
definitely. Mark, have you got any questions?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the success of people like John Mellish has been well versed over the last few years. You couldn't ask for for better examples of what can happen if you work hard and sort of stick at it.
Well, that's it, and John's obviously he's one of the lads that's came through the system and he's gone on to have a fantastic career up to now, and I'm sure that's going to continue. And there's been a number of other players like Tom White and Elliot Forbes, who's in our first team now. There's a whole host of other names that have gone on and had successful careers. And that's what we want. We want that to continue. Obviously, Nelson's just been on. He's another one. He's got fantastic potential. We're really excited about his prospects and where he's going to go with the club. He's got, like I said, so much potential. And it's now up to us to get the best possible out of him, and hopefully many more in the future.
Mm-hmm. I think that's a good one just to pick up on Nelson. I mean, in terms of him, what can Gateshead supporters expect from him? We got a little look at him in the first team, but what do you think he'll offer Gateshead?
Yeah, Nelson is, he's one of them players where, as a defender, you don't want to play against him. Pace, power, strength, at such a young age. So we see that potential in him, and he's going to cause a lot of defenders problems. Like I said, it's now up to us as a coaching staff to work on his weaknesses and make him that much better. And then build on his strengths as well. But yeah, he's got a really bright future at the club.
Don't want to pressure too much.
Feed him steak and Guinness. Like the old days.
Without putting too much pressure on, Davey tried to compare him to Ronaldo before.
No, I said no. I said because Nelson has, anyone that's seen him, obviously Matty's he's seen him very up close and coached him. But when I've seen him a few times in the reserves, he's got natural pace and it's effortless the way he runs and the way the yardage he makes up in the short time. He's a natural athlete, but obviously he's got to work on his, a lot of other aspects of his game. He's a young lad, rough diamond. But from when we spoke to him, he seemed a very level-headed young man, and he said
he's a great lad.
He said the hard work starts now,
and that's it. Yeah, that's a lot of that will be down to him and his attitude, and like you've mentioned there, he's so far he wants to learn, he wants to be better. He's constantly talking to myself and Clarkey, and now obviously Ian and Mike, and he wants to be better. He wants to work on his weaknesses, and he really wants his football career and his opportunity. And he had a little sniff in the first team a little while back, and he's got the taste for it, and he wants to kick on now. And obviously, when we get all this, all the pandemic and whatnot behind us, and we can really kick on next season, then he's going to be one to watch.
Certainly is. And while we've got you on, it'd be rude not to talk about your playing days with Gateshead. We showed you a goal there before. How did you come to sign with Gateshead? Because obviously, I think you've been in South Africa before then, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I'd returned. I'd came back from South Africa. Obviously missing my family. We had a young family at the time, and I'd spent quite a lot of time away, so it was time to come home. And I had a couple of good mates at Gateshead at the time, and I trialled at a few various clubs up and down the country, and it didn't work out. So I'd spoke to a couple of lads that were there at the time, like I said, Craig Baxter and Cole Finnegan, and they said come in and train with us. They spoke to Gary at the time, and he was keen for me to come in. So it just went from there, really. I think I only had a couple of sessions, and we had agreed that I would sign, and I absolutely loved my time at the club. And it probably came to a premature end, which I was a bit disappointed about. I thought I probably could have stayed on that bit longer.
Yeah, I think there was a few players that were like that were were showing the door a little bit prematurely. But as I say, yeah, I'm sure you scored a couple of goals in your time for Gateshead. And say, what's your favourite memories from being at Gateshead as a player?
Well, we had a great dressing room, as you know. There were some right characters. So we had some fantastic nights out, and just general crack around the place. But that time working under Gary, Kasky was a really enjoyable time at the club. They were two. I really enjoyed working with them. Their sessions, their personalities, the way they played, suited myself down to the ground. And I was a bit gutted when they moved on, to be honest, because I think they still could have probably turned that season around and kicked on. But yeah, two great guys to work for, and that made my time at Gateshead really enjoyable.
Did you start in the game at West Brom?
Yeah.
I mean, I wasn't able to get there for that game, and I watched it on a legal stream. But they were watching, but it was through American broadcasters, and they were ranting and raving about Gateshead for the first 40 minutes that you couldn't tell who was the Premier League side and who was the National Premier side until obviously Berahino started to turn it on. But you must have felt during that game, I think Rankin and Oster had a chance in the first half that something might have happened.
Yeah, and when you mention that there, I think a lot of people probably don't sort of take it seriously, or realize to what extent that is the truth in that statement you've just said there. We played that well first half, and we were so comfortable, and we moved the ball around, and we played some great stuff, and like you said, Ranks had a great chance, I remember, and it was just that one chance they had towards the end of the first half, and I suppose that's your Premier League quality. They only need that one sniff, and he got that. And I think it was Inichibi maybe. I think the first goal. I think
it was, yeah.
And once they got that just before half time, I think it knocked the stuffing completely out of us, and it was all downhill from there, to say the least.
Yeah, but when we spoke to Jamie Chandler last week, and he was talking about the game, and I think a lot of people forget as well that it was Tony Pulis's first game, but he was sat in the stands for it. He wasn't going to be on the touchline, but he didn't like what he's seen after half an hour and come running down to the touchline, didn't he?
Yeah, he did, and that was obviously credit to us first off, because like I said, we were really moving that ball around. We were playing out from the back. We were comfortable. We were. We had a couple of good opportunities. I remember we had Alex Rodman at the time, and he played really well first half. He caused them a lot of problems. But just generally, the whole team in that first half was fantastic, and and that was just the way the manager had us playing. He instilled that in us to be comfortable, to play out from the back. And I mean, I can remember. I'm sure Twinney got the ball once on the goal line. I think at one point, towards the corner flag, he got the ball that deep. But that's what we were doing. We're playing out from the back and building up, and it was fantastic.
It certainly was. It was great memories. Well, Matty, thank you very much for joining us, and all the best. And I know the hard work will start here for yourself as well with the new things that's happened with the academy. But as I say, congratulations on it all, and we look forward to seeing how it develops.
Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Thanks for having me on. Take care, everyone.
Cheers. Good next season, bud.
Cheers, guys. See you later.
Oh, there we go, Matty Patterson, lovely fella there, and nice to go down memory lane with him as well. And Mark, before we let you go, say that you're going to do something that involves the number 1 million.
I am, yeah. In May, me and Matty Smith, one of the co-founders of If You Care Share Foundation, we are taking a combined 1 million steps throughout the month. Works out, I think it's roughly around 16,500 each a day, to raise money for the foundation. Obviously, work heavily within the region and around the country, I should say, as well. Primarily known for the work with families affected by suicide, but also promote well-being, work with schools, colleges, football clubs up and down the country to promote well-being and promote positive mental health. So it's been a difficult year for everyone, but even more so possibly for charities who, money's been scarce for everyone, so they've been impacted. So me and Matty, we've set ourselves a target to try and, raise some money for the foundation. I have put out a tweet, which I think you may have retweeted.
Yeah, I've retweeted, so people can see more information on it.
Yeah, so there's a link to the Virgin Giving website, the fundraising page. There's a link on there to the If You Care Share Foundation website as well to see, what they can offer. And, I think we've spoken on here before about mental health, and the last year has been remarkably tough for a lot of people. I know I include myself in that, and mental health of people of all ages has taken a hit. So If You Care Share provide an invaluable service for people, and that's why we've chosen to do this. So might even see if we can finish it off at the stadium. I think we'll,
16,000 steps a day. What's that equivalent to in miles? Any idea?
No, I couldn't tell you, but it's about 15,500 more than I normally do. So, but, I mean,
well, it will be at the minute if you're working from home. It'll just be up the stairs into the cupboard for biscuits.
That's true. Yeah. Well, to be fair, I mean, I've started trying to up my step count every day now, and I was out with Dom Skur today for a walk. Actually, funny enough, and I think I've just gone past around 25,000 steps today.
Oh, you're going to smash it out the water.
Which is yeah. So yeah, it's a big challenge. It's going to be difficult. I'm hoping a couple of those days will be done down at Wembley. So maybe just have a walk around Wembley for the FA Vos final or finals when that happens. Obviously the Hebben concert game has been confirmed, but we still could have at least one team, if not two, hopefully in this season's Vos final. So might even squeeze in a couple of walks around Wembley into the million. That's really harsh, Neil.
And we've got 5,000 for an average person.
Yeah, that's really harsh.
I would tell you what I would say is go to Hampstead Forest and walk from one end to the end back. That's 10.8 miles. Be a fair few steps in that.
I'm trying to work out if that 5,000 was Neil's donation. That was all.
That's what I was thinking.
I'd imagine that's what he meant. But
and there we go. There must be a family member of Nelson there. So they've put Socail, my dear son, proud of you. And there we go. Proud of you, Nelson. Fantastic stuff. Thank you very much for your message there. And Mark, I know that you've got more plugs than a dominatrix, and you've got one left.
I don't know where to go with that. I'm sorry.
But it took the wind out of my sails.
I tickled myself for that one.
Outrageous. I've got another plug. Have I? Yes, the Sunderland Echo Northern Goal Show Supporters Club, which is I'm hoping that's what you meant. Is coming back this week. We do have a Gateshead fan on. Dave Ray came on to discuss everything in North East Non-League football. The show goes out every week, but every so often we do a supporters club version where we give supporters of North East clubs a chance to have their say. So this week we had someone who follows Bertley, someone who follows Concert, Shildon fan, and obviously, as I said, David the Gateshead fan, just discussing various things, how lockdown's been for them, how the clubs and leagues have reacted to this, and the positives and negatives of that. So that show should be out for the next couple of days. It was someone who I could praise for helping us put it together, but I won't because he gave us a really tough intro. So,
Mark, it's a pleasure as always, and thank you very much. And we'll no doubt speak to you again soon.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
I'm still baffled at the plugs.
Yeah,
I don't want to go there.
That's for the
I need someone to explain to me though.
I've got to go. I'll leave that to Dave because he's the expert in that.
Okay, 1 second. Well, right, see you later. Bye, Mark.
See you later, Mark. Take care.
There we go, as Mark just removes that final plug. And, well, we want you to we've got a couple of adverts to play out here. So have a little look at these.
Hello everybody, remember to like and subscribe and share the show.
Yes, like and subscribe. We've had quite a bump of subscribers on the YouTube channel. Please do keep doing that. it's not for financial gain or anything like that. We're not going to reach 1,000, but it's about reaching 100. If we can reach 100, we can change our URL name to Heed Army Podcast in YouTube. So that's what we're trying to aim for there. And I'd say, Mickey, I mean, we've got about 10 minutes left, if not longer. If we have a phone call, you can ring us on 077 494 55002. And we'd love to hear from you and continue to message the show. But I say, Nelson was quite nervous about coming on. You opened up there. You could tell he was a little bit nervous, but as I say, we said it a few times today, but what a lovely story.
The lads, come on. He hasn't done himself no harm whatsoever. He was nervous. He was quite good. Enjoyed listening to him, and I'm still buzzing for the lad. I really genuinely am buzzing for the lad.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's just what you want to hear, and a prospect coming into the club, and to be excited about a young player coming in, because in the past, not that we're trying to put too much pressure on the lad. He's got a lot, he's got to work hard.
He's got a lot to learn. He's raw.
Yeah, but it's nice to have someone coming through that you think, well, these could be something. They're gonna if they work hard, they're gonna achieve something here. Whereas in the past, when we've had John Mellish and Tom White come into the side, we didn't know much about them. There wasn't much said about the reserves in the past. So it's just a nice feel-good story around the club, especially with the academy news that's come in this week as well. And Sam Pellant's put, great to see the launch of the academy. It shows the club are moving forward in the right direction, setting the foundations, hopefully for years to come. And it's just it's a lovely feeling at the moment. I know it's not great. We're still in the pandemic. We're hoping to get fans into grounds for next season. Nothing's completely 100% confirmed, but things are going in the right direction, and we've got some feel-good things coming out of the club. And Matty Patterson said there's more to come out as well.
Yeah, I mean, going back to Nelson again, if he has a good pre-season, knocks a few goals in pre-season, he puts a big headache for Mike and Busted to be included in the squad. So
yeah, well, fingers crossed. To say we know there's a lot of hard work to go in there, and we just hope.
I mean, he's still raw.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously, we don't want to put too much pressure on the lad. We want him to enjoy himself and develop. And credit, and also as well, I wonder how much of if Ben Clark got in on the action, getting him to sign, or did he work as an agent there? Sign. No, but fantastic to see Ben looking after the club's interests there as well, and the young man's interests, more important.
That's it. I mean, even if you get 2 or 3 at the start that have come through and just contribute towards the team, that's gotta be a big thing for the club. Definitely. Yeah, it'll get stronger as it gets more mature.
Without a doubt.
So, it's fantastic news. I mean, I said it earlier, Derek Bell tried to set this type of thing up years ago, didn't he?
Yeah, but obviously the restraints of the club at the time and the difficulties that come with that. But say the positive, just very much positive news that's coming out, and just a shame we haven't got any matches to talk about in the meantime. But we're still filling shows, and we're still really looking forward to bringing you a show next week. We haven't planned it out yet, but we will endeavour to get more legends on, and also people from the club for their plans for next season, because I would imagine in the next 6 to 8 weeks we might get a retain list or things like that. You would think things might be happening. I haven't heard anything. I'm just presuming, and obviously we'll be able to talk about things like that, and hopefully get to speak to players that have signed back on, or new players that have arrived. There's the world's our oyster for the podcast coming up.
Well, if the club put the content out and we can talk about what we can.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And we're hopefully in the fortunate position where we can maybe call on a few ex-players and come on and do a similar thing what Jamie Chandler done.
Yeah, definitely. And well, as I say, we want you to be part of this show. We always do. Remember, please share the show. If you're listening to the audio version of this, we know there's still quite high numbers on there, actually. So we do thank everyone that does listen to the audio version only. But if you are just only listening to the audio version, why not go onto YouTube, type in Heed Army. It'll bring up all the episodes. And who knows, you might want to join us live and interact like a lot of people have done tonight. And we'd like people to continue doing that. And of course, like the Facebook page, and also join the group on there as well. If you want to chat with like-minded Gateshead fans, you find out news on there, and it'll be great. You have Neal Pinkerton has put you have 5 minutes if you want a quick Q&A. If Neil would like to come on, I can send him a link if you'd like to join us live on the show. If you'd like to join us on video, or if you'd like to do a call, if you can let us know, I can send him the link. So that would be fantastic. If anyone's got any questions for Neil, it would. To say there's been a lot of hard work gone on behind the scenes, and it's just it's a pleasure to talk about it. To be honest, at the moment, these things are fantastic. And well, Neil is he's put call me now. I'm going to send him the link. I'll see if he wants to join us on the on here. So 1 second, get the invite, talk amongst yourselves. Please do send in.
While you're on that, Davey, hope the lads looking from the academy are looking at Nels and thinking, wow, we've got a chance here. I hope that there's more than Nels comes through them ranks.
Definitely. It's yeah, it's just like we mentioned before, the amount of players that we've had come through into the first team and went on to higher level football. But not only that, the club develops players that come in on loan. There was a time when Gateshead took a lot of players on loan that were, I'm not going to be harsh, but weren't up to the standard, and subsequently you never really seen them go on to anything else. Not going to name any players. But in the last 5 years, how many players have come into the team and went on to play in the Football League or the National League level? You know, the obviously Pears, you've got obviously Cooper, Armstrong. The list goes on. And you go back 10 years even, you've got Tavern, Hugel. Yeah, I mean, wow. You know, this club is a platform for a player. If they've got the right work ethic, they can come in and do a job and get noticed. And David Tron has put, will the ladies season be coming back? I believe it is. I think they're just waiting for when things can happen. Yeah, certainly are. Right. Well, we want you to send us messages. We are going to be joined by Neal Pinkerton momentarily, but we're going to say a quick thank you to our sponsors and also say get their messages in now. And when we come back, we'll be speaking to Neil. Well, hello there. Surprise guest, Chairman Neal Pinkerton. How are you doing?
About yourself?
Very well.
Nice to see you, Pinks. Looking well.
Cheers, yourself.
I can. All the better for seeing you.
It's been a while. So
it's been a very busy time at the club, as I imagine it is all the time. But we're starting to see, things happen on the back of that hard work now.
Slowly but surely. Just say it's a pleasure to be on, Davey, because I'm a couple hours ahead, so I'm normally fast and deep, as we say, in the naval world when you're on. So it's been a busy day, and I thought I'd listen in tonight to especially listen to young Nels, because what a story that is. You know, it just goes to show you, if you're dedicated, the world's your oyster, really.
It certainly is. I mean, obviously we spoke a few times and said this on the show that we don't want to heap too much pressure on the lad, but he knows that the hard work starts here, and it's up to him to make his dream happen of whether he succeeds with Gateshead or goes on to a higher level.
It doesn't matter if he succeeds with Gateshead, because he's going to succeed in getting his engineering qualification at the end of the day. So if he doesn't become a professional footballer, he's going to have a skill to fall back on. And coming from the area, what a fantastic opportunity. Mike likes him, Busted likes him, and what a fantastic young role model that the football club's got. And that's only going to he's only going to get better, and there's no pressure whatsoever.
Yeah, and obviously that was a lovely. When I seen he had signed, I was like, "Oh, get in!" Because I had seen him play a couple of times this season and was excited about what I had seen. But on the back of that, today we've had the build up to the announcement of the academy growing, and that must be a real bit of satisfaction for you tonight.
Yeah, it's satisfaction for me. It's satisfaction for everyone that's involved with the club. You know, regardless, we've not seen this before. It's unprecedented. It's a major step in the long-term sustainability of the football club, which is going to take a while. But with the people that we've now got within the football club and supporting the club and working for the football club, we've got a real good chance to make a good go of it over the next 5 to 10 years, and that's how long it's going to take. Being in the National League North, it's going to be a very, very competitive league next season and the year after and the year after that. So we now have to start putting the hard work in. And now what we're seeing with the academy is the fruition of that. But the easy part is setting up the academy. The hard part is going to be maintaining it and developing it.
Yeah.
Without a doubt.
I mean, sorry, Davey. I mean, between the three of us, there's a fair few years watching Gateshead, and it's nice to have a long-term plan. It's just lovely to hear it, because it's in the past it's maybe been boom and bust, and it's just nice to have a long-term plan for a change.
Yeah, it is, and you know, you can't ever bemoan anyone that's putting the money where the mouth is in the past. But you've got to have the longevity, and in our short term of being in this side of the fence, it's become evident. You know, you've got Fylde, who've done very well in the FA Youth Trophy. You know, very well. Previously, you had your Bryce's team at the college, and now there's an absolute clean slate between the college and the football club, with the personalities and the staff that are in there, and we all have a very much a joined up vision of how we can carry on, and it's very exciting.
It certainly is. And while we've got you on as well, I'd imagine there's been quite a few late nights and headaches towards the back end of the season as it ended early. I don't know where to start on this one, but were you happy that well, not happy, but were you happy that the right result was reached in safeguarding the clubs and null and voiding the season?
Not me personally. It's a group thing, and it's I'm just a representative, really. But I think that the best outcome happened for the 66 clubs in the league. You know, you've got 66 clubs with different agendas, different setups. They're all unique in their own sense. So I think for the majority, the right result prevailed.
Yeah, not everyone was going to be happy regardless of whatever way the result went. But you know, we've seen a few things come out of teams that have not been granted the loans and funding since the leagues went on, and it's just it's heart-wrenching to think that some clubs are going to have to maybe carry this burden for a few years into the future as a result of the league being continued at the league above.
Yeah, listen, it's a very emotive subject, and I've sat in many a meeting between clubs and officials. Really, what I can only comment really on now is our situation, and the season's null and void. Plans are well advanced. You know, we'll have a football club for the foreseeable, and that's what we can say really at the moment. We are as transparent as we can be as possible. I was really keen to watch this tonight to see young Nels, because that's fantastic, giving somebody an opportunity like that, and someone who's so deserving, and he's not the only one that'll get that opportunity. And to see Patter's views as well, being there, done it, and then you've got the young pretender. Going back to your question, referenced the football. We were here 12 months ago plus. We've got to draw a line now. You know, as a business, as a football club, that's it. We're already planning for next season, so we take the league's position, the league stance, null and void, respect the resolution, and Ian and Mike are well under the way of planning for the next season.
Yeah, well, I think that answers Mason Ford's question there about the club's spoken to players regarding next season. I don't know who Rabbi Unit is, but he says, "Show us your manly tattoos." So I don't know who that is, but yeah, we're not getting the tattoos out.
Probably one of his Submariner friends.
It could be.
We've gone into lockdown over here, so the gyms are shut. So I'm feeling your pain now, so I'm definitely not unzipping my top.
Yeah, it's
unless we knew the goat needs feeding, you know.
Yeah. I was going to say I haven't been to the gym in years, so I can't even use that excuse. So I've just stayed in.
I would sure mine, but my belly will fill the whole screen.
Well, we do get partner rates at the Gateshead Stadium and the council. So
well, there we go.
Yeah.
There'll be the project Get the Podcast Fin next year. So we'll try and
bloody
do that.
project that.
But obviously, Neal, we talk about plan for next season. The hopes is probably just to build on what you've laid down so far in, well, say the previous 2 seasons. We know nothing's really came of them, but the club has still put down foundations in that time with the playing staff and the coaching staff. So you'll be looking to build on that regardless.
I think you've got to have stability, haven't you? You know,
yeah.
You've got Mike and Busted. You know, you're not going to get that elsewhere in the northeast. You know, you won't, and you've got to be in amongst it, and you've got to be there day to day to actually appreciate what you do get. And there's a lot of trust there. So hopefully it's the time lucky. You know, who knows? There's no pressure, and we've got another go at it. And we've got a football club.
Certainly have, and that's the most important thing. Well, we'll wrap it up there. Neal, thank you very much for your time. Is there anything else you'd like to mention or talk about before we head off?
What was your favourite game before you bugger off, Pinks?
Most recent game was
your best Gateshead game, excluding Grimsby out in the semi-final, of course.
There's a couple of favourite games. There's 2 favourite games, and people probably won't recognise them as being favourite games because these are the ones I was there at. When we played the final at Wembley, I was deployed, so I was in Afghan, and when I watched the Grimsby, I was away as well. But favourite games are the ones we've had comebacks. In the 90s, there was a Merthyr Tydfil. I think we're 2-0 down at half time, and Dobson scored a hat trick. So that was a memorable one. Leyton Orient away in the FA Trophy, 3-0 down. Had my mate, who was my boss, was in the away end, Leyton Orient fan, and 20 minutes ago he texted me, "Do you fancy going for a pint?" And there was me and Ross Black, and we were like, "Yeah, let's go for a pint." Then we scored, and then we scored. And we're like, "Oh, we're not going anywhere." And then it was 3-3. That was it. That was a great game. Another game was Alex Francis made his debut away at Alfreton, and I can't remember the score, whether it was 3-0 or something like that. But Alex Francis came on and had probably one of the best debuts I've ever seen.
Yeah, I think I was at that one actually. Yeah, he was quite good when he was younger. But Neal,
the Merthyr Tydfil one though.
Yeah. But yeah, Neal, thank you very much for joining us. I know it's past your bedtime there, but really appreciate it. And say yourself and everyone at the club, a massive well done on everything that's been achieved so far. I know it never ends, but I say thank you for joining us and thank you for everything that's been done behind the scenes.
No worries, thank you. It's a real team effort. Let's continue.
Right, that's great.
Cheers. Neal. It's nice to see you, bud.
Bye. there we go. Neal Pinkerton, absolutely fantastic to hear from him. An unexpected guest there, and we'll probably wrap it up there. A lovely show and great viewing figures all the way through as well. So looking forward to seeing how this one does through the week. Remember, please do share it. That's what it's all about. We want to reach as many Gateshead fans, even new Gateshead fans. Can you convert someone? Has our crack been that good or not? But if it hasn't,
Probably not.
no, probably not. And as I say, we will be starting another podcast called Mark Carr's Plugs. So that one may be more popular. No, only kidding. A massive thank you to Mark Carr for coming on as ever. He's a real good friend of the show, a friend as well. Also as well to Nelson Ogbowie, a massive congratulations to him on becoming a professional footballer. I'm so jealous, but I'm looking forward to going on the journey with him as a Gateshead fan and seeing how
30 years late, too late for us, Davey.
That was never going to happen for me, not with my legs. So I just had to live with that. The second best thing is to talk about it, and that's what I've done. Not that I talk about it well.
I'm totally buzzing for Nelson and his family.
And also as well, I'm
really
happy for Matty Patterson as well. He's working behind the scenes there, and the job gets bigger. And I'm sure he's relishing that and going to grasp it with both.
I mean, to be fair, you've got to give the academy a lot of all the people who are working behind the scenes on the academy, on the 19s, on the 17s, doing a cracking job.
It's like we spoke to Neil there, and we often speak to Bernard, and we congratulate them because they're the people say well done for the work, because they're the figureheads that we're talking to. But we know that it is a much wider picture, the scope of people that put in hours and hours for no money to keep this club going. It's done on a lot of love and a lot of hard work, and it's just an amazing thing. And we try and do our part by promoting everything here on the Heed On Me podcast, and you can do your part by liking and subscribing and sharing the show. And Mickey, thank you as ever, and we'll plan a show for next week, and we'll let you all know who is going to be on. So we'll say bye, and we'll see you next week, and we'll go out with this little message.
Hello everybody, remember to like and subscribe and share the show.